you actually don't think. Thinking happens to you.
Get up, everybody move.
What's going on, everybody? Soul Expression here, and I hope you are doing as wonderful as I am, as I'm taking a nice walk out here in the wonderful place. Now, these videos are becoming somewhat of a favorite thing to do for me, and I hope they're becoming somewhat of a favorite thing to watch for yourself. Because as I make these videos, as I explore various topics like where do thoughts come from, and how to properly respond in crises like the corona apocalypse, as they call it on Spirit Science, and various things, as we explore, the truths of who you are, who we truly are as human beings and as beings in existence beyond just Earth and beyond just what we think we know. Oh, we got sprinklers. Oh, we got almost got me. You know what I'm saying? As we explore these things, I get to learn with you. I get to communicate with you. I get to explore the very depths of my own mind and hopefully inspire you to do the same. Now, in today's video, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the nature of the mind, if you don't mind. And what I want to call your attention to is that for most of the time that you're here on this planet, if you are very, very much in the habit of simply thinking because it's how you were taught to think, and you don't examine fully your patterns of thinking, and you're not willing to change every now and then and upgrade your patterns of thinking in a pursuit of upgrading yourself, then what happens is you fall victim to something that can be akin to saying you actually don't think. Thinking happens to you. Okay? It's a phenomenon that's very common, that is basically just like that. It's you don't think, thought happens to you. Thought seems to pop up in your mental space, and it's like you don't have any control. You don't have any real response. You say things that you don't mean. You think in ways that frighten you, and you seem to not be able to escape your own anxiety and escape your own patterns of depression, and escape your own patterns of unnecessary anger and frustration and resentment toward the world, when the world hasn't necessarily changed. It is you who want to enforce change on the world, but not change on the cause of why you think the world needs to be changed by your own hand. You see, your subconscious mind can be said to be the master of your environment. Your environment is literally controlled by your subconscious mind. Now that may sound far out, and that may sound like it's not true, but think about in your own life how things have come to be and how you have come to think. They're going to be very related. Okay, it's like there was a man who had a farm, and he would go and he would sit on the far fence of his land, and every now and then people would come by on their horses, and they would be coming by because he was on a very popular trade route, so they would be coming by and stopping into the nearby town, and then be on their way. Well, on a particular day, he was sitting on his fence, and somebody came by on their horse, and they stopped and they said hi and tipped their hat, and they asked him, they said, "What kind of people will I find around here?" And he said, well, kind stranger, what kind of people did you find where you came from? And this man, he thought for a second, and he said, well, the kind of people that lie and cheat, and the kind of people that you don't really want to be around, and it's the kind of people that try and get over on you on any little chance that they can. And the man calmly looked up and he said, well, I suppose that's the same kind of people that you'll find around here. And the man drifted off on his horse and disappeared into the distance and went into town. And then another man came by on a horse, stopped and tipped his hat, and he happened to ask the same question. He said, hello, stranger. What kind of people would I find around here in a nearby town? And he said, well, kind stranger, what kind of people did you just leave behind in the place that you came from? And he said, well, they were fairly decent people that were friendly and good to be around, and people that you could build good relationships with and do good business. And he said, well, sir, that's, I guess, the same kind of people that you'll find around here. You see, there's truth in how you think. Really, the only truth that you'll ever experience is how you think and how you believe. In the Bible it says, as a man believeth, so it shall be done unto him. Something very close to that. As you believe, so it shall be done unto you. As you believe is your vision, is what you think, is what you believe. You know, as you believe is like your vision for yourself in the world. And then so it shall be done unto you, that's your environment. Okay, they go one and the same. They are one thing that seem to be separated by your body, right? Because I can control my arm to lift up and fall back down, but I can't necessarily control the water. I can't make the water disappear behind me, right? I had no control when the sprinklers went off and things like that. That surprised me. So, you know, learn to take responsibility for how you're thinking at all times. At all times whatsoever, you are having a very small, sometimes imperceptible, not perceivable conversation in your head. You're having a conversation. You're having flowing images and voices in your mental space. Well, take responsibility for that flowing conversation and watch your life change into exactly what you want it to be and even exceed your expectations. All right, I have been your host, Soul Expression. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace and love. So if you're new to Ufulu Child, make sure you subscribe to get more mind mastery content dropped straight into your YouTube feed. If you enjoyed today's episode of Get Your Mind Right, let me know by clicking that like button, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Peace and love.